Most people buying milk at the grocery store are making the same assumption that because milk is milk, one carton is essentially the same as another. Same white liquid, same government inspection, same familiar shape in the dairy case. The brand changes, the price point varies, but the fundamental product is assumed to be interchangeable across every carton on the shelf. This assumption has driven the purchasing decisions of millions of American households for decades, and the dairy industry has benefited enormously from the consumer's willingness to extend that trust to whichever carton happens to be on sale. The assumption has never been less accurate than it is right now. The American dairy market in 2024 operates across a spectrum so wide that two products sharing the same label, whole milk, 2% reduced fat, organic, can be fundamentally different in how they were produced, what hormones and treatments the cows received, how the milk was processed after collection, and what was added to or removed from the milk before it reached the carton. A consumer comparing a carton of conventional house brand whole milk and a carton of certified, organic, grass-fed, vat-pasteurized whole milk is looking at two products that share almost nothing except the name. Here's what isn't printed in large text on those cartons. The United States remains one of the only developed nations that permits the use of recombinant bovine growth hormone in commercial dairy production. The European Union banned RBGH in 1999. Canada banned it in 1999, and most of the developed world have prohibited its use. The FDA continues to permit it, and the milk produced from RBGH-treated cows contains elevated levels of insulin-like growth, factor 1 IGF-1, a compound that a substantial body of peer-reviewed research has associated with accelerated cellular growth and links to certain cancer risk profiles. American consumers drinking conventional milk from brands that have not committed to RBGH-free production have no way of knowing whether the specific carton they're buying came from treated herds. Beyond the hormone question, the processing method used after collection, whether the milk is standard HTST pasteurized, ultra-high temperature processed, or something in between, dramatically affects the nutritional profile of what reaches the consumer. UHT processing, used by brands that want extended shelf life and lower distribution costs, denatures whey proteins that lower temperature processing preserves, destroys heat-sensitive vitamins at higher rates, and produces Maillard reaction byproducts from the protein-sugar interaction at high heat. These are documented differences, not theoretical ones. For an adult past 60, where bone density is an active management concern, where protein bioavailability from food sources becomes more important as muscle preservation becomes harder, and where the cumulative effect of daily dietary choices adds up across years, the specific carton in the refrigerator is part of an equation worth understanding clearly. These aren't obscure cartons from the back of a discount shelf. These are the brands serving millions of households across the country. Names so familiar that most consumers have never once asked whether the carton they reach for actually delivers what dairy is supposed to deliver. Today we're walking through 7 milk brands you should think twice about before buying, and finishing with 3 alternatives that actually hold up when you look at what's in the carton and how it got there. If this kind of information matters to you, take a second to like this video and subscribe. It helps this content reach the people who need to see it. Let's get into it. 1. Darigold Whole Milk. Darigold is a large Pacific Northwest dairy cooperative with significant distribution across the western United States, with a regional brand identity built around Pacific Northwest farming heritage and the cooperative ownership structure that implies member farmer accountability. The cooperative structure is real, and it's worth acknowledging that farmer-owned cooperatives operate under different economic incentives than publicly traded dairy corporations. But cooperative ownership does not address the specific production practice concerns that define the modern conventional dairy category. Darigold's standard conventional milk line does not carry a commitment to BGH-free production across its full product range. The cooperative does not maintain a unified hormone-free protocol across its member farms, which means the consumer purchasing a standard Darigold carton has no guarantee about whether the specific batch came from RBGH-treated herds. The carton does not disclose this information, and the cooperative's member farm sourcing structure means the production practice varies farm by farm without consumer visibility. Darigold's standard products also use vitamin D2 fortification in its reduced fat and skim lines, the less bioavailable form of vitamin D that raises blood levels less effectively and maintains them for a shorter duration than the D3 that appears in higher quality dairy products and most standalone supplements. The brand has expanded its product line to include some RBGH-free and organic offerings, which is a meaningful development. But the standard conventional carton that occupies the majority of the brand's retail shelf space carries the standard conventional framework. So while Darigold has built a trusted Pacific Northwest brand through cooperative structure and regional farming identity, the standard carton quietly raises a question the farmer-owned positioning is designed to prevent. When cooperative membership does not not extend to a unified commitment on the production practices that most comparable nations have moved away from. What does the cooperative structure actually guarantee? 2. Kemps Whole Milk. Kemps is a large Midwest dairy brand with distribution across Minnesota, Wisconsin, and neighboring states, with a regional identity built around Midwest dairy farming tradition and the kind of brand familiarity that comes from being on the shelf in the same grocery stores across generations. The brand carries the nostalgic credibility that regional dairy brands develop over decades. Consumers associate Kemps with local farms, familiar quality, and the implicit accountability of a brand embedded in the regional food culture. The production practices behind Kemps conventional milk track the standard Midwest commercial dairy framework. Kemps Standard Whole Milk does not carry a RBG H-free commitment across its conventional product line. The brand operates as a subsidiary of Dairy Farmers of America, one of the largest dairy cooperatives in the country, which means the milk in a Kemps carton is sourced and processed within the DFA network, a network that has faced regulatory scrutiny and antitrust investigation over market practices, and that does not maintain a unified RBG H-free production standard across its member farms. The vitamin D fortification in Kemps Standard products uses D2, consistent with the conventional dairy category broadly, and the brand's standard carton format uses opaque plastic rather than the translucent packaging that allows consumers to check product condition. A minor point, but one that reflects the broader production philosophy of a brand optimizing for shelf life and distribution efficiency rather than nutritional transparency. So while Kemps has built multi-generational regional credibility through consistent presence in Midwest grocery chains, this carton quietly raises a question the local brand positioning is designed to prevent. When the production framework is set by the industry's largest cooperative and RBG H-free production is not a unified commitment, what does the regional identity actually tell the consumer about what's in the carton? 3. Promised Land Dairy Whole Milk. Promised Land Dairy occupies a specific and instructive position in the milk category, a premium-priced product with premium packaging and premium implied positioning that does not match the processing reality behind the carton. The brand markets itself as something special. The packaging is distinct, the price point is meaningfully above commodity whole milk, and the brand's communication implies a more carefully crafted dairy product than the standard alternatives. The specific concern with Promised Land is ultra-pasteurization. Promised Land uses UHT processing, ultra-high temperature, for its milk line. The extended shelf life this allows is the primary commercial benefit, but UHT processing applies temperatures significantly higher than standard HTST pasteurization, and the consequences for the milk's nutritional profile are documented. The whey proteins that HTST pasteurization leaves largely intact are denatured by UHT processing. Heat-sensitive B vitamins are destroyed at higher rates. The Maillard reaction, the same chemical reaction that browns bread and produces flavor compounds in cooked meat, occurs in the milk proteins and sugars under the extreme heat of UHT processing, producing byproducts not present in lower temperature pasteurized milk. For consumers paying the Promised Land premium specifically because they believe they are buying a more carefully handled dairy product, the UHT processing behind the premium packaging represents the clearest possible gap between the brand's positioning and the production reality. The brand is also conventional in its farming sourcing, with no RBG H-free commitment and the standard D2 fortification of the conventional category. So while Promised Land has built a premium price point through distinctive packaging and premium implied branding, this carton quietly raises a question the premium positioning is designed to prevent. When the processing method that defines the product is the same one used to extend the shelf life of the cheapest commodity dairy, what exactly is the premium buying? 4. Shamrock Farms Whole Milk. Shamrock Farms is a large regional dairy operation based in Arizona with distribution across the Southwest, with a brand identity built around family farming heritage and a visible cow mascot that has made the brand recognizable across its regional footprint. The family farm positioning is more grounded than some regional dairy brands. Shamrock Farms is in fact a family-owned operation rather than a cooperative or corporate subsidiary, which is a structural difference worth acknowledging. The scale of the operation, however, is industrial rather than small farm, with the company maintaining one of the largest single dairy operations in the Southwest. The production practices track the conventional commercial dairy framework. Shamrock Farms conventional whole milk does not carry a RBG H-free commitment across its standard product line. The brand sources from its own operation rather than from a network of independent farms, which creates more direct traceability than some cooperative brands. But the direct traceability does not extend to a consumer-facing hormone-free commitment on the standard carton. The brand offers some specialty products with additional positioning, but the standard whole milk that occupies the majority of its retail shelf space carries the standard conventional dairy production profile. Shamrock Farms also uses standard D2 fortification in its reduced fat products, consistent with the conventional category. The brand's marketing around the family farm identity and the recognizable cow mascot does meaningful work on the consumer's perception of a careful, wholesome dairy operation. The production standard behind the marketing is the standard commercial one. So while Shamrock Farms has earned Southwest regional loyalty through family farm identity and decades of consistent distribution, this carton quietly raises a question the family farm positioning is designed to prevent. When the family ownership does not translate into production practices that distinguish the product from the industrial conventional category, what does the family identity actually communicate? 5. Oatly oat milk. Oatly is the category-defining oat milk brand, the product that transformed plant-based milk from a niche natural foods item into a mainstream grocery staple and cafe standard over the course of less than a decade. The brand has earned genuine cultural credibility, a devoted consumer following, and a marketing identity built around sustainability, transparency, and the implication that choosing Oatly is both better for the planet and better for the consumer than conventional dairy. The formulation and corporate context reality deserves more scrutiny than the marketing invites. Oatly Original Oat Milk contains oat base, low erucic acid rapeseed oil, dipotassium phosphate, calcium carbonate, vitamins, and salt. The rapeseed oil, also marketed as canola oil, is added to improve the texture and mouthfeel of the oat base, which is inherently thin and watery when not supplemented with fat. The addition of a refined seed oil as a structural ingredient in a product marketed as a natural dairy alternative is worth flagging for consumers who are specifically trying to reduce refined seed oil consumption. The dipotassium phosphate is an emulsifier and pH stabilizer that performs the functional role of keeping the oil and oat base for separating. In whole dairy milk, the protein-fat-water matrix holds together naturally without added emulsifiers. Oatly requires the added phosphate to achieve a similar behavior. The glycemic concern with oat milk is also documented. The industrial processing that converts whole oats into a pourable liquid breaks down oat starches into sugars that whole oats, with their fiber intact, would not deliver in the same form. Oatly Original contains 7 grams of sugar per serving, most of it from the enzymatic starch breakdown during processing, producing a glycemic load meaningfully higher than unsweetened almond or soy milk, and comparable in some measures to low-fat dairy milk. The brand also receives significant attention for consumers choosing Oatly specifically because of the brand's stated environmental mission. So while Oatly has built the most recognized oat milk brand in the world through brilliant marketing and genuine category creation, this carton quietly raises a question the sustainability positioning is designed to prevent. When the formulation requires refined seed oil and an emulsifier to behave like dairy. 6. Hiland Dairy Whole Milk. Hiland Dairy is one of the largest dairy processors in the United States, operating primarily across the Midwest and South with significant private label and house brand production alongside its own branded products. The brand carries a regional identity across its footprint, but its operational scale places it firmly in the large commercial dairy category, rather than the farmer-forward positioning of smaller regional brands. The production practices are consistent with the large commercial dairy framework. Hiland Dairy Conventional Whole Milk does not carry a RBG H-free commitment across its standard product line. The brand sources from a network of member farms within its cooperative and processing network, with the standard commercial dairy production protocols that permit hormone use and do not require pasture access verification beyond the minimum regulatory threshold. Hiland is also a significant private label dairy producer, which means the Hiland production system is behind a meaningful number of store brand dairy products sold under grocery chain labels, without the Hiland name visible on the carton. Consumers buying house brand conventional whole milk from grocery chains in Hiland's distribution footprint may be buying Hiland produced milk without knowing it, which makes the brand's production practices relevant beyond just the cartons carrying its own name. The brand uses standard D2 fortification in its vitamin fortified products, consistent with the conventional category. So while Hiland Dairy has built a substantial regional market presence through large-scale production and private label partnerships, this carton quietly raises a question the regional brand identity is designed to prevent. When the production scale is industrial, the RBGH commitment is absent from the standard line, and the same milk may be behind a dozen different store brand labels. What does the specific brand name actually verify? 7. Generic flavored milk. The final entry is a category. The chocolate milk, strawberry milk, and flavored dairy products sold in single-serve bottles and multi-serve cartons across every major grocery chain and convenience store in the country. Flavored milk occupies an interesting position in the dairy case. The marketing positions it as a nutritious dairy option, a calcium and protein delivery vehicle that happens to taste like chocolate or strawberry. The sports recovery angle has been particularly prominent, with chocolate milk specifically marketed to athletes as a post-workout recovery drink. The formulation reality of the generic flavored milk category is more problematic than the dairy nutrition positioning implies. A standard serving of commodity chocolate milk contains 20 to 28 grams of sugar, depending on the brand and format. The naturally occurring lactose in the milk itself contributes roughly 12 grams per serving. The remainder is added cane sugar, high fructose corn syrup, or both, depending on the specific product. So while flavored milk has earned consistent shelf space through dairy nutrition positioning and the cultural familiarity of chocolate milk, the category quietly raises a question the nutrition panel positioning is designed to prevent. When the sugar content approaches a soft drink and the production base carries the same conventional dairy concerns, what is the nutrition positioning actually communicating? Fortunately, there are options that do this better. Safer alternative. Number 1. Strauss Family Creamery Organic Whole Milk. Strauss Family Creamery is a certified organic dairy operation in Marin County, California, that has maintained one of the most rigorous and transparent production standards in the American dairy market since 1994, when it became the first certified organic dairy west of the Mississippi. The milk is produced from a closed herd of cows raised on the Strauss family's own farm and nearby certified organic partner farms with genuine pasture access rather than the minimal regulatory compliance that defines many organic dairy producers. The milk is HTST pasteurized, not UHT, which preserves the whey protein structure and heat-sensitive vitamin content that ultra-pasteurization degrades. The product is available in glass bottles at Strauss's direct retail points, which addresses the plastic packaging leaching concern. The brand publishes detailed information about its farming practices, pasture programs, and production standards. For consumers in the Western United States who want the most transparent, most carefully produced mainstream organic dairy option, Strauss Family Creamery delivers on the premium promise in a way that the national organic brands consistently do not. Safer alternative. Number 2. Natural by Nature, grass-fed, organic whole milk. Natural by Nature produces certified organic, 100% grass-fed milk from a network of family farms in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, with a production philosophy built around genuine pasture-based farming rather than the organic feed-on feedlot model that has been documented at some large organic dairy operations. The 100% grass-fed certification verifies that the cows were raised on pasture their entire lives without grain supplementation. The production model that produces milk with the most favorable omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acid ratio and the highest conjugated linoleic acid content of any dairy production system. Research on 100% grass-fed dairy consistently documents better fatty acid profiles than grain-supplemented organic dairy. The milk is HTST pasteurized, certified organic, and RBG age-free. For consumers on the East Coast looking for a grass-fed organic option at mainstream grocery distribution, Natural by Nature is one of the most accessible and consistently verified alternatives available. Safer alternative. Number 3. Kelowna Supernatural Organic Whole Milk. Kelowna Supernatural operates a small-scale organic dairy program out of Iowa with a production philosophy built around low-temperature vat pasteurization, the gentlest pasteurization method commercially available, processing milk at lower temperatures than standard HTST for a longer duration. Vat pasteurization preserves the milk's native whey protein structure more completely than either HTST or UHT pasteurization, maintains the highest proportion of heat-sensitive vitamins, and produces a finished product that is nutritionally closer to raw milk than any other commercially pasteurized option. The cows are raised on certified organic pasture with genuine grass access. The production is RBG age-free, and the brand sourcing is fully traceable to the producing farms. What makes Kelowna Supernatural relevant beyond its own carton is what it demonstrates about the category. A commercially available, pasteurized, certified organic, grass-fed, minimally processed dairy product exists at a price point closer to premium grocery store milk than most consumers assume. The price gap between commodity conventional milk and a genuinely clean alternative is smaller per cup than most people standing in the dairy aisle realize, which means the decision is primarily about information, not economics. Information. It depends on brand loyalty that was built decades ago and has never been re-examined. And it depends on the idea that a carton of milk is too small a decision to think carefully about. But habits are made of small decisions, and the products sitting in your refrigerator consumed daily across years of your life are not small decisions at all. If this video gave you something to think about, go ahead and like it. It helps this kind of content reach people who would want to know it. Share it with someone who has a carton in their refrigerator they've never thought twice about. They might be glad you did. And if you want more videos that break down what's actually in the everyday products most people never stop to question, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because the more clearly you understand what's in your food, food, the better the decisions you get to make for yourself.